We got uh guys up in the building. We got Coach Al in the
Oh,
building.
Mm.
What's going on, my brother?
fellas, man, so good to see y'all, man.
Been a
Oh,
good bit of minute, Coach. I've been looking for
Been a
you,
minute.
boy.
Been a minute. Oh, I've been watching y'all.
Yeah.
You
no,
know
no,
what
I
time it
said
is.
I made
Love
sure
to
I
catch
Jay
sent him
Sunday
the
Mills.
night.
link, man. He need to be in here, man.
Are you trying to tell him, man?
Coach Carl, what's going on, man?
Broski, Coach Carl.
It never a live show without the mute button. Yep,
My
yep.
bad, man. My bad, man.
Hey, man, it wouldn't be a live show without that. Facts.
That's right. Yeah.
Man, crazy part about like what 11:30 last night. I can rest take a
Dwight.
nap, and then Anthony Davis got traded. Then I get up, sit
That
down,
was
get ready,
crazy.
start watching the movie with the wife. And Ryan Grubbs, he coming to Tuscaloosa. Man, dang, a lot going on in a little time, right?
a lot.
Going on, man.
What's,
It's a good thing though, Princeton, Coach Sean Cordell, because
Yeah.
right now we don't have to wonder if our offensive coordinator is competent. Now, hey, we know we have a competent coordinator, and the fact that Caleb DeBoer is back with Ryan Gross, and Ryan Gross is probably the anchor to his success. Now that you have Ryan Gross and Caleb Womack together, man, two highly competent offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators, man. And then you can put Nick Sheridan back in here, the rightful spot as a tight end coach. I think this team about to take off, man. I think we're about to ascend to a whole new level, man. And I'm here for it, bro. Like I'm really, really here for it. What's up with you, TJ? I see you out there, my man. Hey, what's going on with y'all in the chat, man? The family, the B2A family, the Brinsky crew, the Coach Al crew. Those of y'all who sit on the block with Coach. Hey man, what's going on out there, man? We love to see y'all out here, man.
uh, Coach
Hey,
Al?
Brisky, one question.
Go ahead.
Can I have your autograph, man?
Fact. You have my autograph.
I'm big time now.
Man, you, hey, you got the juice, man.
Oh man, I'm trying to work my way up there, man.
Man, yeah.
I'm far from that, man.
Coach Sean didn't look like it to me. Not from what
Yeah.
he was sending us.
Oh, Brisket, man, he had the whole star-studded field with him,
Man,
man.
Oh man, they were just there. I was just making sure I was living in the moment, man. I couldn't miss those opportunities.
I
Had to at
love your
least shake
humility,
their
man.
hand. I was
I
saying
love you.
shook Mike Tomlin hand, so
Yeah,
I was happy
Well,
about that one.
yeah,
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah. What's your take on this, Coach Al? Ryan Grubbs back in T Town.
You know me,
And
I'm
this
always gonna say trust, communication, and continuity. Uh, I think that's essential to offensive football, any successful football, man. If Grubb is comfortable with the head coach, and the head coach is comfortable with the OC,
Facts.
trust, communication, continuity is big from the top down. So if he can push that down and start working with his quarterbacks, I think that speaks volumes to what Coach Carl was saying. He's going to give us a legitimate shot with a guy who definitely has experience
Yeah.
going against top level defense. He's been in the NFL. Those are the best of the best. So he knows how to make in game adjustments. He should have got a lot of experience out of his experiences with the Seahawks. You get better when you get sandpaper. When you're beating up everybody, you don't get better doing that. But when you start taking it on the chin at the NFL level and you getting grilled by head coaches in the NFL and grown coaches in the NFL, you better grow up. You better have a thick skin. And hopefully that translate to better teaching moments here at Tuscaloosa with the quarterbacks, with Coach Cap, and making sure that the scheme is tight. We saw a lot of things that were not in sync last year.
Yeah.
Uh, we saw a lot of patterns and route combinations that took 2.4, 2.6, 2.7 seconds to develop, but the quarterback getting hit at 2 seconds with no check down. Bad for football. All right. We won't see a lot of that fundamental kind of stuff that give us an opportunity to move the chains with Grubbs uh, this year, I think. So I like the move. I like the move. I just hope he sticks around so he can
Facts.
work Russell through for the next two and Mac and those guys you know, I like it. I like it a lot. I want to see a lot more from Coach Cap, frankly.
Yeah, facts.
I want to see a lot more from him as far as getting the right five out there. I can go on, you know that.
Yeah.
But you asked me what I thought about it. Initially, it's a good get for us, frankly. Trust, communication, and chemistry. Man. Big deal.
Oh yeah, man, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I know it was just interesting to see how Nick Sheridan, he probably already knew about the news for a long time. They probably just kept that close to the vest.
Mike is big right there, what he just said, Coach Brinsky. That's huge. That's one of the reasons they were like 29th in the league running the ball, commitment to the run. You know, that's a huge stat right there. I mean, what he brought out right there, you go look at the stats, that was probably what they had. They didn't have balance with Grubbs.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't, and that was probably we having last year. We didn't commit to trying to get good at something in the run game to force people to stop it. You couldn't do it all. If you didn't have the personnel to do it all, do something good.
Yeah.
Get good at something. You know, get you 3 yards every time you wanted 3 yards. Even if they crowd the box, you're gonna get 3 yards. We never did that. So
yeah, but they lost Walker too, though, coach. So that's the big thing. Like you lose your number one and your number two running back. It's hard to run the ball with your third and fourth string.
That is facts. Yeah.
When you bring your fourth string,
extenuated circumstances, but people gonna jump on this stat, you know.
They brought the running back from the scratch squad, so you got to think about that too. So
you're right. I mean, you're right.
Walker is a beast, and if anybody got Walker in the backfield, they're gonna run him. So he got hurt. And you lose your number two, bring in your number three, and then your number four guy was the practice squad guy. So it's hard to run the ball unless you got 4 dogs on your team like that. Even though you've seen other teams that were struggling, like when the boy went down in Arizona, the Cardinals went down. So I mean, like you can't. It ain't that many perfect running backs in the league. Once you find those dogs like Saquon Barkley, man, I mean, it's hard to replace Saquon Barkley. It's like if he go down, it's a wrap for the Philadelphia. So it's gonna be hard to replace the kid like that, man. So I can understand why he had to pass the ball more, but I did see that they was trying to sprinkle in some runs. It just couldn't run the ball. Like I mean, it's a big thing that you're not trying to run the ball at all. You're just dropping back, passing the ball 40, 50, 60, 70 times a game. Yeah. Like Detroit, but even in Detroit, Goff passed the ball a lot. He just when he get the ball to the damn running back, they just had so much field to work with. So with this team running, I think
why did they even fire him then? If they knew he was playing with one hand behind his back like that, Coach Carl. Why would you let a guy go, man?
It had to be something different, man. I'm thinking that it must have been something else in the pot that went sweet. I don't think it was just because of the offensive play caller. I think it was something else in the pot that just went sweet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I love this, Brinsky. I love Coach Sean. I love this format because it's like we sitting in the room talking. It's just like we sitting we right here and we just the fans are hearing us, but we just doing us because we're so comfortable with each other, man. This is cool.
That's facts.
Yeah. Man, love you guys, man.
Likewise, bro.
Love you guys,
likewise,
man.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, man, I want to do this live so badly, and it just so happened the gift keeps on giving with all this great news. Even if it was bad news, we still would have been up here talking about some type of news.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah,
the
man.
Good news. The good news. We can talk about that all night.
Yeah, and I think
what the good news is
with development with Ty and Austin Mack and Keelan Russell, all that is going to factor in with this, man. And I believe it's going to be very, very good for us. It's going to definitely open up, take a couple of those guys out the box, especially on running plays, because you don't know. That's why I think it's very, very beneficial for Ty.
I tell you this too. I don't know if you guys paid attention last night. I think what's up, Tez?
Yes.
Favorite Auburn fan right there.
Yes. He put my hood on. Yes. We put my hood on.
You know what I'm saying?
Coach Al, I caught you on here, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you guys paid attention last night, but this 2025 class is extremely close. These guys at that basketball, you see how they had their arms around each other. I've seen multiple videos where they all hanging out together, and that's the, Coach Al, we offense that's the start of it, man. That bonding outside of the football field.
Yeah,
man, that's dangerous for anybody, man. As far as a good way for us. And we offensive guys. So seeing our offense look like that last year, it really pained me a lot, man. Like, good Lord, man. It was very frustrating to watch. It was tough to watch us at times, man. All those 3 and outs and the way we, it was very frustrating to watch at times, man. The Oklahoma game was probably my most frustrating game. I just, that is the game to me that really told me, yeah, we got it. Because, for a team like Oklahoma, it's not even about their team, man. It's about their coach. Brent Venables, this guy understands defensive personnel. He understands defensive, adjustments. He understands, man. He had a week off for us. You would think as an offense, they're going to prepare for that quarterback counter read. That they got 1,000 film study on that. We got to have something else, man. You got to have other ways to attack Oklahoma. And we didn't. We really didn't, man. Now, we didn't play well, obviously, but that whole game to me was just, the offensive line didn't protect well, but we didn't do a good job of putting those guys at an advantage either. We just expect them to pass block all game long. That entire game was when I really started saying, okay, yeah, we might, yeah. They didn't move the pocket for Jalen at all. You try to turn him in 3-step, 5-step, and have him read. That is not Jalen's forte, right? So I was like, yeah, at this point in the season, I was just dissatisfied, but I was still trying to ride with the team, be positive. But, I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know when, where, or how.
What you got to say about it, Coach Carl?
Hey, man, it ain't too much you can say behind Coach Sean, man. We just got to agree with Coach Sean because Coach Sean said
we talked about it. All of us talk about it in the text. All of us, we get a text. Yep. What y'all hear us talking about right now, Coach Carl will tell you, we all be talking on Saturdays, like same way.
Yeah, so it hit different when Coach Sean said, though. I mean, coming from an offensive standpoint, that guy ran football. So when you hear him talking about the magnitude of Grubbs coming back to Alabama, and as a running back, see, that what y'all don't understand. That's a running back. When he telling you the magnitude of this guy coming to Alabama and how excited he is for the program, that's big coming from a running back. I played on the other side of the ball. So, and me being on the other side of the ball, I'm excited for a guy coming like that, man, because now you can utilize every single weapon on that team. Any kid on that team that has speed, that has hands, that has jumping ability, that can run, that can cut, that can read a block. Like every single thing that we have on offense, all these high character guys we got in, all these highly skilled guys we got coming in. And the thing about it that's gonna make it more beneficial. And Ryan Grubbs, all of the kids that was on the fringe that were thinking about coming out of Alabama, but they was on the fringe because of Nick Sheridan as a play caller. That's no longer gonna be a fringe kid. Those kids that gonna be want to come in and make that production and get to the NFL and make it on a higher level. Those kids now gonna be like, oh snap, they got Ryan Grubbs and Tuscaloosa. So the hell with going to Auburn trying to play with Hugh Freeze. We got Ryan Grubbs. Now you got a choice. I'm sorry, kids, but y'all got that haul last year because we had Nick Sheridan. But this y'all got the haul because we had Nick Sheridan. Now the 2026 cycle gonna come around because we got Ryan Grubbs. So those offensive guys gonna turn and come back to Tuscaloosa. And I'm praying I prayed, I talked about it. I ain't gonna say anything about it, but I'm praying that big time boy hop in the portal and since they losing everything at their other school. And then we can get Ryan Grubbs, talk to him and get him down to T-Town, boy. Look out, college football world then. So, hey, we ain't gonna spit it. I ain't saying anything, but I'm just saying. Ryan Grubbs come with a big patch test.
Yeah.
We come to Auburn next year, so we're not gonna be afraid of our offense coordinator can't call plays.
Yeah. Hey, Coach Carr, before you get a test, when I get stumped, when I'm beating my head against the wall, bro, you see that guy right there? That's who I holler at, Coach Al. You know what I mean? Trust me, bro. Everybody got to have that mentor, man. That's who I holler at, Coach Al, man. Trust me.
That's a vocal knowledge right there that you need.
Yeah.
When Coach Al talk, I listen. When you and Coach Al talking about your offensive game plan, man, how the offense works, I be sitting back like, okay.
Yes, that's me too, brother.
Now I'm gonna get me a notepad, Princeton. When Coach Al talk, I'm gonna start writing.
That's how we get
run
better.
The same scheme, Coach. You guys run the same scheme that we ran for years at Hillgrove. So, the Tony Franklin system, So
Franklin.
We talk the same language, yeah.
Ted, since you the only Auburn fan in here.
Oh man, don't break him down.
Hey, Susan, how you doing? Just want to say hey to you.
Susan.
I'm sorry that this Auburn fan has to talk while you in here, but he insisted that he wanted to come on the show so much. Night. I was like, hey man, it's an Alabama show tonight, man.
Man, I don't care, man.
Man, he just want to be disruptive. But how you feel about all this, man? And
so I assume y'all talking about Grubb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this was the plan from the beginning, right? This is Du Bois' plan from the beginning. It's his offensive coordinator you guys were supposed to have from the very beginning of this whole tenure. So you got to think it's a good thing, right? You got to think it's a good thing. I look at Grubb. I can tell you what, y'all going to turn around and hand the ball to the running backs next year for sure. I know that for a fact. And it's got to be a good thing. Like you said, we're recruiting these guys coming from the NFL, even though he spent 1 year there. He's coming from the NFL. You had that on your resume and recruiting now. I think it's going to pay off, could pay off dividends for y'all. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's not a bad thing. But then again, like this year, I think that Du Bois himself was kind of, I've said it before, it's kind of handcuffed to a quarterback that doesn't fit what he really wanted to do offensively. So I think that's what you saw. So I think next year would have looked different anyway. But to get a coordinator who you had plans on bringing in the building anyway, you got to be excited. I know y'all are excited about that, right? So me from the other side of the coin, like I hate it. Yeah, I wish y'all would have fired Sheridan and hired me as offensive coordinator. That would have probably been what I was wishing for. But yeah, man, y'all got to be excited about that. I don't see nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Oh no, you good, man.
But
you see, we got our guy Piano Man in the house, man. I don't even think he realized he was up here. What's going on, man?
What the business is. I'm here with all these great men, football coach Al, everybody eating tails.
Man.
Ted can't win for losing.
If it makes you feel better, Tess, I got accepted to AAU, man. I just didn't go.
Okay. Yeah. I got accepted to UA. I didn't go. Yeah. We got something in common.
I ain't applied for none of them.
Great part about Ted, Auburn offered me a scholarship too when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Piano Man, how you feel about this Ryan Grubbs hire, man?
Y'all not gonna like what I have to say, but here you go. Let me clear my throat. Look here. We've seen this narrative before. And until the ink is dry on the paper, I will not believe. I saw this last year, and he was there for 11 minutes and 10 seconds. And he said, I think I'm going to be the offensive coordinator here. And the next thing you know, he went back west and he went with the Seattle Seahawks. So until he signs on the dotted line, and if he signs on the dotted line and it's all legit, then let all systems go. But if there's still some hesitancy somewhere, then I'm still gonna sit right here in this seat and just say, Nick Sheridan is still gonna be the OC. That's how I see it. I hate to rain on everybody's parade, but I'm ready for the ink. I want the ink to dry on the paper with his name on it.
Hey, I'm with you on that. I don't think nobody disagree with what you're saying either.
Well, the only pushback I got to that is when he took this job the first time, he was one of the hottest offensive coordinators in college football. So he didn't sign because he went and took a job with the NFL. Now this is probably one of the best jobs that he could get right now because he just got fired from that job. So I don't see who's gonna come knocking to pull him away from an opportunity to like coaching in Tuscaloosa.
Tez, can I push back now?
Right.
Let me see. You said let me see who could come. Oh, it just so happened the Ohio State job is open.
Now that's dirty work. If he go to Ohio State, that's nasty.
Let me tell you something. This is a dirty business.
You're right. You're right about that.
It's a dirty business. I mean, this whole thing is dirty. So it just so happened that the Ohio State offensive coordinator is gone to the Raiders, and the defensive coordinator is gone.
Sure.
Somebody better get the signing, and I mean better get in there quick, because Ohio State gonna come knocking. We at Alabama, see, unlike Auburn, we lose coaching. We lose. See, we used to it. We're used to this narrative. See, Auburn don't lose coaches. Y'all just fire them after about 4 or 5 seasons. They don't win but maybe 8 games out of the 4 years they done been there. But Alabama, see, we the standard of coaching. We the standard of football. We the standard of everything. And so this is, to me, it's a scary situation because until the ink dry on the paper, I'm gonna see. I have to see. If it happens, all good. But if I wake up in the morning and see that he on his way and gonna be doing this right here, it won't surprise me.
I think he'll sign, man. I think he will.
And Ebony Carter's gonna have a field day with us.
Piano Man, that jaw was open before he agreed to come back to Tuscaloosa.
We'll see.
Yeah, what I said, man. It's gonna be really, really interesting. That's why I said nobody really will be surprised. I'd be surprised if he signed with Ohio State.
That'll be woo.
Yeah, that'll be like, man, you saying you go to OC again and then you leave again? Oh man, that would be crazy. And ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend himself. I haven't been on with my boy in a long time.
Gotta be the greatest.
Oh, he said, hold on. He said, hold on. So I can't bring him on yet until he say he ready. Give me the thumbs up whenever you ready, man. I don't even want to say who it is, but y'all should know who it is. But he'll be up here very, very soon because I really want to know his opinion on this. So we're gonna stay right here for a minute. But we're gonna see, man, how he be on the recruiting trail. If he can bring guys in. Oh, he said he ready, ladies and gentlemen. The man, the myth, the legend, Ty Hayes, everybody.
Without further ado,
Ty, what up, broski?
How's it going? How's it going?
What's up, bro?
What's up, Ty?
How are y'all doing?
Great, man.
Chilling, man. Chilling.
It's a great night, man. What's your thoughts on this, man?
Facts.
So this is it's hard to articulate how big this is and why this is so big. All right. So I'm going to go big picture, small picture. Okay. Big picture, starting with retaining Shepard and Nick Sheridan, right? One, you don't want to lose Shepard. Maybe more than any coach on this staff, I don't want to lose Shepard. Brinsky, Coach Sean, Coach Al, Carl, y'all know how I feel about that, right? Like, that guy is a monster. The energy he brings, the technique he teaches, just a phenomenal coach. You don't want to lose him. But then you retain Sheridan. Now, why that's so big is because he was just on the recruiting trail for weeks. And while getting Ryan Grubb is huge, and it is, we'll talk about that, being able to retain a guy that was just in living rooms, that was just shaking hands, that some of these prospective recruits, and let's be honest, some of the guys that just signed with Alabama have come to know, that's big. That's big. A familiar face for some of these guys who are unfamiliar to Alabama's fan base. They know this guy, and you retain him. So that's outside looking in. The fact that you came and were able to retain those two guys. Now, let's talk about Ryan Grubb himself. We understand the familiarity with Kalen DeBoer. The fact that people are saying he failed in the NFL, that's facetious. The guy won, 10 games? Like, come on now, right? Like, Seattle wasn't a bad team. Sure, they are not out to win the Super Bowl. A lot of good teams aren't out to win the Super Bowl right now, but they were good this year. Their offense was not bad. I mean, this was a guy that went from college, went to the NFL, had a successful offense, back to college working with his buddy, Kalen DeBoer. But, gentlemen, do you know how many positions Ryan Grubb has coached? Because I knew about this, but I needed to do a little refresher. So before I released the video I released over on my channel, I thought, okay, what does this look like? He's coached running backs. He's coached wide receivers. He's obviously been an offensive coordinator. He's coached quarterbacks, and he's coached offensive line. The guy has coached pretty much everything on the offensive side of the football. And the key one for me, guys, obviously quarterback. That's the big question Alabama fans have. Who's going to be the guy? I think we'll get into that here in a bit. But his offensive line. Now, Coach Cap did a really good job. And I think he's caught some flack, not a lot, but I have seen some people questioning Coach Cap. The guy's recruited really well, and Alabama gave up half the sacks this year than they did the previous 2 years. Alabama's offensive line has not been very good since 2020. Had very good players, but the end product has not been great. Coach Cap came in a year where they went from one side of the spectrum to the other in terms of offensive schematics, and cut the number of sacks in half with guys who are still learning how to do this pin and pull scheme. And of course, it's one thing to teach somebody. It's another thing to use it in action. That takes time. Ryan Grubb just did this at Washington. So now Coach Cap knows what the memo is. He knows what it is. But Ryan Grubb has worked with offensive line. He knows how to utilize this system, and now he's back. I mean, you talk about a guy that not only can call plays without Kalen DeBoer looking at him, but also can look at Shepard, can look at Gillespie, not that anybody needs to look at Shepard or Gillespie. Those two guys, they're spoken for. But just in theory, doesn't matter who you have, right? No matter who your wide receiver coach, no matter who your running back coach is, this is a guy that can look at them and communicate with them, and he knows what's up because he's coached it. But the offensive line, that to me is going to be a major catalyst. I know we're all going to talk about the quarterback, deservedly so. That's the guy that touches the ball every single time. Going to be a great battle. But what this could mean for Bama's offensive line and just shoring up what they want done, I think is great. Last thing I'll say on this is, yes, Nick Sheridan has familiarity with Kalen DeBoer. Nick Sheridan's very young.
That's a fact.
Very young. He doesn't have the understanding that Ryan Grubb does. Grubb walks into this situation with an innate understanding. I think this is one you got to be really excited about.
Yeah, man, it's some major news, and I think a lot of us did not see this coming. Just like the Anthony Davis and Luka trade. It's just
Boy, let me tell you what. Out here in Dallas, it's sad scenes. Let me tell you what.
Man, I hate the NBA. I hate the NBA.
Hey Brisky. LOL stands for something different now.
Let me tell you something else, Prince.
Luka on Lakers. Yes.
I hate the NBA.
Luka, let's go.
Hey, let me tell y'all something else that I just read. De'Aaron Fox is heading to San Antonio if they get when they finalize the deal.
Yeah, it's like a 3-team trade, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's heading where?
San Antonio.
I think Chris Paul out there.
Oh wow.
Ty, I believe Dallas got the better end of the deal. I mean, laugh at me if you want.
Yeah,
I don't think Luka and LeBron gonna be able to play together.
No, that's a question.
I think that's right now. They got the better deal, but later it's gonna be better for LA having Luka because most people gonna want to partner with Luka after LeBron retired, and maybe before.
Yeah,
I think Luka's a LeBron contingency player.
Tell him to start getting in shape. His fat ass.
Oh, no. Well, and
that is
Coach,
something. That is that, Coach Sean. That is that.
Well,
But
and then I don't
he
listen.
takes
I think
a lot of space when he gets that ball. You just size you can't teach at the point guard position. Once he puts you in the weight room, ain't much you can do.
Boy, just
He's
25.
Like he's like Joker. You know. He can distribute the rock, man. I mean, we can go basketball at some other time, but
yeah,
I like what they've done with their size. You watch the way they defended the Knicks with the team and help the helper and all that help side defense. It was a beautiful thing to watch because they spaced the floor because AD wasn't hogging the ball down the box. So the game is spread out now at the NBA level. And LeBron can shoot 3 now. So
well, and I don't know how it's going to go, Luka and LeBron, right? I'm not super versed in NBA. I've told y'all this. I very much I love the playoffs. Like right about 3 weeks before the playoffs start, that's when I really start tuning into the NBA. I think NBA playoffs are some of the most must-see sporting events there is. Love that. But it's almost like baseball where there's so many damn games that I'm like, oh God, I'll catch y'all before playoffs. What I will say, Coach Sean, and I'm going to say something that everybody here on this panel, especially you coaches, you've said, I have no doubt, AD is great, but the best ability is availability. And that's been a consistent question mark with AD. Not questioning his talent. I think he's one of the most underappreciated players. But that's the one thing you have to question. And I'm not saying Luka's perfect in that, but AD, the best ability is availability. Is he going to be consistently available? We don't have that answer.
Facts.
Yeah, man. Since we I was gonna talk about a lot of this basketball stuff at the end of the show, but before I forget anything, I ain't even downloaded yet. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, it's coming up right now. The other main topic that happened this weekend, Alabama Junior Day. And we had a lot of big time recruits, and also one recruit that I absolutely want the most is Anthony Tank Jones.
Yeah,
he was on campus, and I'm pretty confident. If you ask me how confident I am, I think we can get this kid in here. I'm pretty much 85% right now. So I just want to ask you guys, which guys you are looking out for in the 2026 class, and here's a list. Shout out to 24/7 Sports for the graphic with some of the guys that was in town. Of course, Cedarian Morgan coming in, Brandon Arrington, Tristan Keys, who is a monster. So, man, of course, Anthony Tank Jones, who I believe is a must get for Alabama this year. Anybody can tackle this first.
Go ahead.
Let
me tell you mine first, if I can get on out the way. I'm biased by trade. Xavier Crowell.
He took mine.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know where I'm going, Ty. You know where I'm going. Look, man, 3 steps. This kid is at full stride. Good hips, man. Kid run behind his pads. I love that forward lean he run with. Fast. Kid run behind his pads at contact. You know, kid don't fumble a lot. When you look at his stats, he does not fumble. Kid can catch the ball. Give him a crease. He out of that kid by 205, 210, maybe 215. Xavier Crowell, man, you know, you don't let kids like this get out of the state, man. It goes, especially not the Teds and them, right? You know, Xavier Crowell, I got to go one more. Cedarian Morgan, this kid 6'4", man, actually attacked the top of the route. He's not just a tall kid that can't play. This kid attacked the top of the route. He's a really good receiver, good hands. And last one, hope I ain't taking nobody's last one. I got to go one defensive guy, and that's my man, Emmanuel Ruffin. I think it's Emmanuel Ruffin, I think it is, from Bessemer. E-Man Ruffin, look, man, 6'5" by 290. You don't let kids like that can play the run and pass, can play the 3, the 5, the 9, the 4. I can play all of that. You don't let kids like that. That's what Coach Al was talking about a while back when he was talking about kids like Jeremiah Beeman. Those kids that can bend, kids that can play low, that can stop the run, play in the gap, they can play all along defensive front, man. You don't let kids like Ruffin get out of the state, and you certainly don't let them go down there to Auburn, man. So I hate I picked 3. I apologize, but those 3 are my favorite guys: Cedarian, Xavier, and E-Man Ruffin, man. You cannot let these kids get out of the state, and you cannot let these kids leave Tuscaloosa. Keep them there. Keep them there.
Oh no! Since Ty was about to go up there, go ahead, Ty. Since Coach Sean already took one of your guys,
I have very little to add. I mean, this is the only negative part, Coach, about us doing so much content together.
Yeah,
is you took the ones I was gonna say. And listen, you make a great point. I have questions about Hugh and Auburn. I don't question how they recruit.
Yeah.
Right. That's not one of them. Listen, it pains me to say it. I can feel myself throwing up. After I get off of here, I'm going to be sick. But the truth is the truth.
Yeah.
Whenever you have to build a house, right? And Tez, I've always likened turning a football program to building a house, where you have to start with that foundation and then build up. That's a damn good foundation, right? Like that, it is. And for DeBoer, I'm not like a lot of other people who are super mad about the production in state in the 2025 class. So they're guys I would have loved to have had them win, sure. But you're going up against Auburn, who has longer relationships than this new staff. I'm not super mad if a kid goes to Auburn over Bama because I understand it, right? Like I know NIL is the talking point. Relationships still matter. Now, they might not matter for 3 to 4 years, but for some of those initial wins, those relationships matter. It's year 2 now. You can't get bullied in your own state 2 years in a row. Now, you're not going to get every guy in state.
Yeah.
But you got to get the guys you can't afford to lose. And there are guys in the state of Alabama that DeBoer and company cannot afford to lose. I'm looking at Crowell, man. Like, and Tank Jones, those 2 guys right there, I'm like, you've got to at least bat 50%.
Yes.
You've got to bat 50% right there. If you do that, as long as the other one doesn't go to Auburn, I might be able to sleep at night.
And don't go down there to Athens either. Good Lord, man. No.
Listen, yeah, I
tough crowd, Tez.
No. I got to get in those shots because they're recruiting so well. Like they are recruiting so well, and you build that foundation, you start rolling. They're building the foundation. That's not a question, and you just can't let it happen 2 years in a row.
Ted, since you the only Auburn fan up here, I guess we'll just ask you this one simple question. Out of this 2026 class, which recruit do you want the most?
For Auburn, it would be the tackle. I can't pronounce his name. It's Emmanuel.
Nacho. I forgot how.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it.
But I know what you're talking. Matter of fact, okay, go ahead. Give me that one and play in state too.
In state.
No, but you can go with him first.
The reason why I say him is because we're never on that list for the top tackles. Even last year, we didn't crack that list as far as offensive linemen go. And I feel like we all agree that you build teams in the trenches, especially on the offensive end. We haven't had that. It would be great for us to get one of those top tackles in the building, and we wouldn't have to go to the portal in the future to do that, like we've been doing, patching up in the portal. In state, that's an interesting question, particularly because I don't think that we're going to sweep the state. Well, close to sweep the state like we did last year. I think that you guys will. I would love to have like
Tank Johnson.
Yeah, I would love to have him, but I don't even think he came to our junior day. So
he did.
He was at Florida.
Yeah, I don't think he came.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Still a lot of time though.
Yeah, still a lot of time.
Yeah.
I know there's probably gonna be a fight for.
He was crystal ball for Auburn kid. So
yeah,
he sure was, man.
Yeah,
that's facts, Coach Carl.
We'll see how that goes, man. This year more than ever. Like last year, I thought that like the results on the field would matter. I could see a lot of these battles going on into the season. Just seeing how both of these teams perform. Last year when you asked me this, I said that the magic number for both of these teams was 9 games. I said that if Alabama won 9 games, lost 3 games, then they would see the ramifications for that in recruiting fall off just a bit. And for Auburn, if we were to win those 9 games, it would send our recruiting through the roof. I think you see something similar to that this year. I don't know if 9 games is that magic number. Maybe it's 8. But I would love to see. I think Tristan Keys may be a battle. I think Sedarian goes to you guys. I mean, we're right there in it, but realistically, that's an Alabama kid in my book. So this year, I haven't really. I don't know. It's interesting because I think the results are going to matter more so than it did last year. What these teams put on the field is going to have a big say-so in where a lot of these kids go. So it should be interesting, man. It should be interesting.
Yeah, especially how everybody direction is heading for the most part. I believe they couldn't afford to fire Hugh this past year because they fired Hugh. I believe the floodgates would have been opening at Auburn because everybody would have been scrambling to get a lot of that talent, and a lot of those guys in the 2025 class would have committed immediately. So Auburn was smart in that, right? Which is one of their rare times.
I also think it's too soon, right? Like you fire him that soon, you're sending a really bad message to any. I mean, you just think about the line of events, right? From Gus to then Harsin to then Hugh. Specifically, if let's pretend that they had gotten rid of Hugh, I have my questions, but it's still so soon. If you're a potential coach, you're going to look at how the Harsin situation went down, the firestorm around it, then Hugh, and you're going to be like, do I really want to do this? And that's sad because it's Auburn, right? That shouldn't be the question, right? You're in the South. You've got access to great talent. The state of Alabama's loaded. Georgia's right there. Louisiana's right there. Texas is a hop, skip, and a jump. Florida's right there. So listen, I think this is a big year for Hugh, but they did the absolute right thing not firing him, because what that means for the next guy, I think, would have been a really, excuse my language, but a damning move.
Yeah, and I think that like the Brian Harsin situation, because it was off the field, it was some off the field smoke there, that it kind of bought them some leeway to get rid of him so early. With Hugh, you don't necessarily, well, you don't have that. So firing him would be just strictly based on what performance. And in 2 years, like you're saying, like you be sending a message like you have to get this turned around in 2 years or you're out of the door. And I don't think any coach wants that kind of pressure. And plus, one of the biggest points is we don't owe him a buyout after this year. Last year, if we'd have fired him, we'd have owed him buyout money. While it wasn't as big as Gus Malzahn, one of those massive buyouts. Now after year 3, we can essentially get rid of him scot-free. So he has to perform this year because we have no financial ties to him anymore. And just optically, it has to, well, when I say perform, it has to look better than it looked last year. It can't look like it looked last year.
I hope it does.
I'm pretty sure you do. I'm pretty sure you do.
For many reasons.
Right.
Well, Cole, enough of that Auburn talk.
You already know how I'm hitting the Brisket, man. I'm like Coach Sean, man. When it come down to E-Man Ruffin, man, I'm a defensive guy, man, by nature.
Yeah.
Ruffin, that we haven't seen the kid like that. I mean, we see James Smith being able to do a lot of that in the passing game, but we hadn't seen the kid like E-Man Ruffin, man, since Quentin Williams come out of Birmingham. So I'm thinking that E-Man Ruffin gonna be that dark horse of that next Quentin Williams, man, with the way he beans and the effort that he gives, and being that he's underrated. He feel like he should be more like a 4-star, 5-star type of kid, and they only got a rank as a mid-rank 3-star. That type of grind, that type of disrespect, man, kind of like Keelan Russell. I think that's gonna push him to be 10 times better than he already is right now, man. That's the guy I'm most excited about, man. That we can grab a hold of Ruffin, man, and put him and just be able to put him on the defensive line with some of those guys that we're gonna have coming in next year. And guys that we had coming in this year, and then probably James Smith will be there another year. Hopefully, he'll be there another year after this one. Man, I think that the tutor that he can get for some of those upperclassmen, man, and the drive that they pushing him right now is a low 3-star. I think that's going to send him to, man, being a very, very, very pause on this type of kid when they come on that campus, man. And I mean, I know everybody want to get their hand on Tank. That has been the number 1 player in the state of Alabama, but you got other kids, man. You got other kids out there, man, that believe that they're just as good as Tank, but they're just not getting recognition. And I think that Ruffin gonna be that kid, man. Like a lot of times we lose kids like that. Like we lost Nick Ballard to Auburn because he wasn't that highly ranked. And Auburn took a chance on him. You see what Nick Carly did for Auburn. Like he got Auburn into a monster defense. So we just got it, man. I think that we locked down our own. I mean, then in the fact that he's 43 miles down the road, man. Like you can't miss on the kid that want to be in Tuscaloosa, and then we don't recruit him. So I was kind of happy that Helen the board brought him in, took pictures with him, and basically gave him keys to the castle, man. It's up to him right now whether he want to be a time right now or he want to wait some other time. But I think that junior day, man, came down, man. It was huge just to get Tank on campus, and then when Tank came on campus, a lot of other defensive guys came on campus with him. So I think that chemistry they made this weekend probably gonna carry us over big time, man. And the way our defense performed this year, later on in the season, man, that helps out a lot, man. That let kids know that our defensive play call and our defensive staff is competent enough to train them and put them in the right position to be successful. So I'm more intrigued about the D linemen, man. Let's get some big bodies in the front where we can stop the run, and then we can let our edge guys control the passing game and run everybody to the defensive lineman in the middle so they can eat up a whole lot of sacks. That's what I'm really intrigued about, Prince.
Yeah, man. Like we was talking about on Coach Sean channel last night, man. It's all about relationships.
Yeah.
But we gotta remember when these guys came in or whatnot. I didn't expect them to do much in the state last year because, of course, like me and Coach Sean talked about that he pointed out a long time ago, is that these high school coaches have big egos. They want you to come on their campus and kiss the ring. You should know firsthand, Coach Carr. You've been around it, Coach Al. You know about it.
Yep.
Well, man, they want you to come in there and kiss the ring.
Yeah.
Whatnot. I forgot my man's name that I just showed Tez this the other day. I forgot his name. Him and another guy, man, they got a great podcast. And AJ McCarron be on there.
Tyler Siskey.
There you go. Man, I swear to God, that man tells some of the best stories ever. And he was telling the story about Tommy Tuberville when he was a wide receiver at Auburn. And Tommy Tuberville come in there and pretty much Tommy Tuberville released him from his scholarship. So he was like, he can go anywhere. And then he was like, he did him so dirty or whatnot. I can't remember like what he said to him. But years later, he's a high school coach down in Mobile. And I think he was coaching like Mark Barron and all those type guys.
St. Paul.
Guess who strolls into the office? Tommy Tuberville. And Tommy Tuberville like, man, you look familiar. Yeah, coach, I'm that player that you said, oh, I signed 6 wide receivers and I don't believe you that good. And you just let me go. And he was like, oh, man, you're an Auburn guy, man. I know you're going to help me get those guys in there. And he was like, coach, I don't necessarily tell the guys where they need to go, but I am going to tell them the truth about you. And he said Tommy Tuberville never set foot on that campus again as long as he was the head coach. And a lot of those guys were like Mark Barron and all those guys coming out of Mobile. And it showed. Like, man, you got to develop those relationships with those guys. And you can see that they are keying in on this cycle with a lot of coaches all around the state. And it's showing. So,
I got a question about that. Oh, go ahead.
No, just one quick thing here on that tip right there, which I'm a little confused by Rodney Cleveland decommitting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my guy. I want him back again because Jeremiah Beeman is my dude. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on that boy, young boy. I'm telling you, if our D-line coach can really start developing these guys, that we need to see development in the sense that we need a first-round draft pick as an interior defensive lineman. We need a second-round draft pick as an interior defense. When was the last time we had a D lineman pick?
Quentin Williams and Christian Barmore, first round and second round.
Yeah. I mean, everybody else. So we got some guys that are serviceable that's seeing some time in the league. Great for them, but we hadn't had that dog in the middle. And I think we got some talent like James Smith. He's a talent, but I want to see his game go to the next level. Jeremiah had some injury issues at the beginning of the last year, and we saw him get on the field and he flashed. You know, he's an athletic 3 technique. You know, he can be a 2-eye. He can get on. He can line up in an even kind of scheme and just dominate that one-on-one that you create by scheme. I don't see that. And Vodney is a guy who's like that too. And it seemed like to me, Jeremiah said, man, you went to Parker, man. We went to Hurd. Come on, let's go. Let's get it. Okay. You know, so that's my guy. You know, if you asking me who I want to see get back on, you know, we win the game up front.
Yeah, I think it's still early on that. Hold on. Oh no, I thought that was some good news. I thought Tank committed. I thought it committed. I thought it committed for a second. I wanted to scare Tez a little bit, but yeah, man, I think it's still early on that. And it's funny that you said that because Coach Sean said this exact question last night. Like, when was the last time? And the only person I can really think of off the top of my head, he didn't want me a piano man saying it, was Quentin Williams.
That's a fact.
And another thing that he pointed out last night, that's why it's funny that we talking about this right now, is that what you seen with like Ohio State this year, it's some guys in the trenches. What did you see about with those 2 national championships in a row with Georgia? Those guys in the trenches.
It's a whole fact.
When we were dominating, who did we see when we had
guys in the trenches?
Look, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Ashawn Robinson, Jaron Reed, Raekwon Davis, Quentin Williams, Christian Barmore. When we had those kind of guys in the trenches, man, not necessarily the pass rushers like Will. I'm talking about the guys in the trenches, the zeros, the threes, the fives. These dudes, like, look at Georgia when they had those ass kickers in the front seven, bro. That's when, you know, Jordan Davis, the kid from Philadelphia right now, the kid from Jacksonville, the linebacker from the Packers, all them boys on one team, right? So when you have those killers up front on the defense side of the ball, it make all the difference, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Coach. You know, when you can absolutely force the offense to spill everything out wide, and you can use the sidelines and defense, you know, and you will not run the ball between the 1 and 3 gap. It's not happening. I don't care if you pin and pull. I don't care if you zone it.
It don't matter. Facts.
I don't care. You know, when you do it, you can do whatever you want. Okay, but you're not coming here, right? And I think we have the talent. Just something's missing there, man, with the development of these guys. We get them, they come in. We know we got the right strength and conditioning programs and things like that, but something is off there. And it has to be what we're seeing up front with the scheme or with the technique, you know, that we're teaching guys on how to infight with the hands and how to get hand placement, how to use leverage, how to use, you know, those kinds of things that you teach interior linemen. Because the game is in a 2-yard box, you know, and it happens really fast, man. And so if your hand placement, if your feet are in the right place, your eyes aren't in the right place, you're not playing with anticipation, you're gonna get beat.
Yeah.
And that happens. Yeah.
Coach Al, it's funny you mentioned Rodney Cleveland. Yeah. He's one of those players that I feel like is gonna be needs to see it on the field before he commits. I think that recruitment may spill on into the season. I know for us, we got Jordan Crawford from Parker.
The other one, that's the other
one. If our season goes well and he can report back to his friend that this is a place he wants to be, that bodes well for us. And if it doesn't, that bodes well for you guys. That's one thing about recruiting I look at too, is like a lot of these kids play with each other, and more so than getting, you know, recruited from the coaches and whatever they provide is they're gonna ask their friends, right?
That's
like if you just if you just went to, you know, home ec with this dude last year, like I'm gonna take his opinion first. I'm gonna ask him, like, hey, what is it like? How are you happy? Like, are you, you know, you see a path to getting on time? How will I fit down there? And one thing about kids, man, in those situations, they're gonna tell the truth. Like those kids goes, hey man, I don't think I'm gonna get in the game. I don't think you should come here.
That's that trust, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's that trust, communication, and chemistry, man.
Because the coaches will tell you anything. They want you to get on campus. So they're gonna dress it up and make it seem sweet all the time. But those kids, like they not, you know, they don't feel like they're being developed. They're not happy there at those schools, man. They're gonna tell the truth.
Right.
And so that's why I think, like, this year, we talk about in-state recruiting. We talk about in-state recruiting. This year, I think, specifically for Auburn, it's very important for us to perform well and to coach these kids up and provide a path for them to get on the field, because that is going to speak to this recruiting class. Because a lot of the kids that we talk about recruiting this year were teammates with kids that we recruited on our roster already.
And I know my guy got to get up out of here, man. It's just always an honor and a privilege for the man himself to bless us with his presence, man, with his great knowledge, man. The great Ty Hayes. And I'm always going to say the great Ty Hayes because he's just that great, man. He don't want to give himself that credit, but we going to give him that credit.
That's a whole fact.
That's right.
Yeah, guys, sorry. I gotta finish laundry. That way I'm not walking into the office tomorrow with a messed up, wrinkly shirt. Because we might be in court tomorrow. So I'm sure don't want to go wrinkly to court. So
Ty, before you leave, I want to ask you.
Yes, sir.
So what you think about Nebraska canceling spring practice? What's up with that?
Yeah, man.
So I didn't see it.
I have a theory, but I'll let you.
What is that about? Anyway,
I didn't see anything about them canceling spring practice. I saw
not spring
something.
practice, but the spring game. The spring game. I misspoke.
Yeah.
Spring game. The spring game.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I think it all boils down to NIL and being terrified that, like Saban always said, create value, right? Like, if you create value in those sort of situations, it's awesome. But in the current landscape of college football, creating value is a double-edged sword. I mean, you look at UNLV, they had 2 players 4 games into the season say, all right, I'm out. All right, they created value. They redshirted. They hit the portal because they knew they just gotten a payday. I don't think it's the right move because it's going to happen regardless. But that's the only thing I can think. That's it. But with that, gentlemen, I got to go fold clothes, do laundry.
All right,
I'm not looking raggedy in court tomorrow. See y'all later.
Much love to you, bro.
All right, man.
Yeah, man.
It's a pleasure.
All right, man, be safe, brother.
Yeah, it's crazy out there because I think that the whole portal thing, the timing of it all, with roster management is problematic for everybody, not just our teams. It's problematic for everybody, not even for the team, but the players themselves, man. You know what I mean? We want players to have every advantage that they can get, academically, financially, everything on the field, off the field, because these are young people we're talking about still. And this is an opportunity to learn how to work for something versus having something given to you. So it does have value to you. But governing bodies is how the timing of NIL works with roster management. I mean, every team, like our team, has had 25% turnover or more, for the last 3. I mean, it's hit us. It's just killed us. Even before Saban left. So again, with chemistry, communication, trust, when the roster is constantly turning over like that, how do you maintain that environment of trust and chemistry, communication? With the NIL, with the portal opening up after spring practice, that's a tough one right there.
That's tough. Yeah, man. You have to recruit your roster as much as you're recruiting your incoming players.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's just nuts, man. It's I think one of the things we all talked about is this, and Sean, you got into it real deep with NIL and the legalities behind that, the codes behind it for a long time. It's just like this. If we're going to make this college game monetized, then there's some responsibility to the players in terms of what that contract looks like. In the NFL, if they cut you, the only thing you got is your bonus.
Right.
Your salary done. It's not like baseball where you guaranteed 150 million. You sign 150 million dollars, you're gonna get it. In NFL, you sign 150 million dollars, you might see your signing bonus and a year's salary. It depends on how it's set up. If it's backloaded, that money's gonna be prorated on out. Your signing bonus, you're not gonna get all the money up front. So I think with people who are 17 years old getting bad advice from all these wolves out there, these predators, I think the institutions themselves, they need to buy this thing and make that a contract with the players, such that you can get them paid, handsomely. I like what Alabama's doing by keeping their defensive players and making sure that money goes to those guys who've proven it on the field. Ohio State was a perfect example of that this year. They did retain their guys. They went out and got our guy and that guy Judkins. But other than that, you didn't really see a lot of their portal guys coming from the outside in. Their money went internally.
Yeah, they reinvested it back in their roster, which is very smart.
Yeah, and you're gonna see a lot of teams doing it. I think
that's a fact.
We're gonna make you prove it on the field, and then once you prove you get the bag. So
I think about it like this, Coach. Ohio State took a page out of Dabo's book because Dabo wouldn't give nobody no money. They come out of the portal. He always invested back in his own kids.
Okay, now, all right.
They invested back in their kid and went got 3 or 4 guys and put together with the staff that they already had, man, and turn that team into a championship team. So, and man, that's what I always said about Dabo that I respect. And Dabo will come out and tell you, why would I go out and pay you $1 million when you rode the bench behind 2 or 3 other players when I got one that started for me all these times? So that was Dabo's biggest hit. He didn't want no bank. He wanted a starter. So if a starter quarter, he would take him. Like, I mean, he took Jeremiah Alexander, which surprised me because he wasn't a starter. They usually don't take backup. He only want a starter to come out the quarter. So I mean, I understand the concept of Ohio State, man. Invest in your own. That's what I said about Alabama years on the Nick Saban. Like we'll have the #1 recruiting class, and then we'll go in the portal and bring somebody else in. Man, just trust the roster that you draft. I mean, not draft, but trust the roster that you signed. If I sign a 5-star kid, I'm not going out and get a proven 3-star kid that made his way up. I'm gonna trust that kid that I already signed, man. And if he can come in, and the other guy can come in and bag him up, and then if he beat him out, he beat him out. But if you come in here, you ain't coming in. I'm not gonna promise you a starting spot. I'm gonna promise you that you got an opportunity to start and you beat out the guys in front of you. Other than that, man, I mean, gotta get back to being us, man. Stop bringing in everybody else, wasting trash, and just deal with what we bring in ourselves.
Oh yeah, man. Because the whole thing, man, with just that, I don't want anybody to feel entitled that they have a spot guaranteed. Nobody. Because that means you'll probably get complacent. And I don't think nobody want that on their team, no matter what team you root for, Ohio State, Auburn, anybody. I don't think nobody just think anybody just guaranteed a spot. That's why I said with the whole Jalen Mbakwe thing, I don't know if that was true or not, but I doubt with him saying a guaranteed spot. If you want a guaranteed spot, bro, you might well go.
Well, and Brisket, what a college scholarship is year to year, man.
Yep.
Yeah. It's attrition.
It's a year to year thing. You don't get a 4-year college scholarship.
That's a fact. It's been like that too. Yeah.
You look at that document that you signed.
That's a fact.
Okay, so why is it the bag got to be for 4 years? Or why is it the bag got to be,
So the difficult part about NIL is that it's not affiliated with a school. These are basically third party people that are paying these kids. Yeah. So the school doesn't have a say so. Would they have a say so in the collectives? You can suggest it, but like legally, the school cannot pay a kid legally still. Right? This money has to come from outside. So when you get kids transferring, so like if a kid signs an NIL deal with a company, let's just say AAA, great, signs a company with AAA, and they transfer after they sign that still sticks with him, right? He's still has a deal with that company. We looked it up earlier in the season. I think Coach Sean, you was on too. Yeah. When we looked up the NIL evaluations, we pointed out like there's no stats listed on there. There's no accomplishments. It's all just like YouTube followers, Instagram followers. So this money is going to influential kids, not necessarily talented kids. And I think that is the issue that we're running into, because we say, oh, these schools spent so much money on players. Well, the school didn't spend anything on these players. These are, outside companies, and if you have boosters, they're putting in their money. So if you got billionaire boosters, of course, they're putting their money in the collectives, and they have say so where the collectives spend the money. But the schools themselves don't have as much control over this as I think they would like, because if they did, you wouldn't see these schools just letting these kids jump. Like,
it would be borders. It would be rules.
Think about it. If Alabama had as much control over where they spent the money, do you think they wouldn't have offered Caleb Downs a bag to stay?
Of course.
Right. So it's like it's not necessarily as up to them as they would like, and that's why they can't do anything about it. That's why every coach you see them talk, it's like, oh, this is the problem: the transfer portal, this NIL deal, we don't like it. It's because they don't have as much control over it as they would like.
Let me do this super chat real quick if you don't mind. Shout out to Jay's Inspirational Station. That's Uncle Jay right there, man, who has a big platform now. You know, station is popping. You know, really inspirational station, man. He said, I'm late, but I have reservations about bringing Grubb back after he defected last season. You know, Piano Man was kind of on that same train, Uncle Jay. I think I speak for Coach Al at least when I say, man, we just so wanting to see something different. I just want to enjoy this moment. You know, hopefully he'll stay, right? We were so perplexed at times last year. I'm just going to enjoy the fact that he said he'll come to Bama. You know, we all know it's college football, 1 season, 2 seasons, who knows? I think he sees young talent on this roster, especially at the quarterback position. And I think you know, he just like me or Coach Al or Coach Carl or any of us, he has aspirations to want to be a head coach too, right? But if we can just get that 1 good, 2 good, whatever seasons, I'm happy, man. After the frustration of last season, you know, if we can get him, I'm just happy. I'm just happy at the moment, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, Jay. Love you to death, OG, for sure. Let me speak to Tez real quick on that. What Tez and what Coach Al just said was as spot on as you could possibly be, man. And I think that's what scares the powers that be in college football, that the powers that be can't really control it right now.
Yep.
I think with this revenue sharing, once it really hit, I think they don't want to share that much revenue with the student athlete, but you're going to have to. I think when you do share that amount of money with everyone, with the revenue generated sports, to boot, I think that's when you really get to see the guardrails put on this thing, because we're going to give you a check like that. We definitely want to control it. You probably going to see a lot of things, and Coach Al, you can speak to this. You probably going to see a lot of things with the transfer portal. Because think about it, man, really quickly. Kirby Smart spoke to this. Kirby said the biggest thing is coming out of spring, you don't know who's going to be on your roster or not. Like, you don't know who the hell's going to be here, right?
Right. That's right.
And that's scary for college football, man.
Right,
like, we don't even know who's going to be here or not. So,
yeah, when you monetize college football like that, and you don't have everything in place, like the professional leagues, the advent of free agency was not an overnight thing. Okay. Yep. When Kirk Flood forced his way into that, you know, it was that they found out that the ownership was in collusion. Okay. They were in collusion to keep players on those teams for life, man, so they could underpay them and everything. So I did a big study on this in grad school years ago about escalated salaries in professional sports. So I got into the underlying issues and where free agency came from. But out of that effort, a model was developed, and that model was perpetual with the resource of athletes, and the whole thing was undergirded by money. It was like a fire triangle. If you take one of the elements out of it, the whole thing crumbles. So the renewable resources, players coming into the system. And so what happened was, it's gotten so bad. When I did this was just at the collegiate level. This was just at the professional level. But as we've seen, Coach John, because you know we've gone down to the middle school level, and Coach, we see kids getting offered at 8th grade now.
8th grade, yep.
You know, I used to get people, hey, can you teach my son to play quarterback? He's 6 years old. You know, and they would pay me. I'm not taking your money the kids should be in the backyard playing football, with kids learn how to play and learn instincts and stuff like, instead of me teaching them like a robot. Yeah. But that was before all of these scouting agencies. And so as a result of that, the NFL and people like that popped up the NFL Network. They kept that brand right in your face year round. And everybody in the loop makes money now.
That's a fact.
Everybody in the chain makes money now. So all of a sudden they unleash this on college football with no structure. What do you think you're going to get? Chaos.
Exactly.
So we're playing catch up. We're playing catch up. It's going to take several iterations before the thing gets right. So we just got to enjoy the game like we always do. Talk X's and O's, get into the nuts and bolts of it, and just be boys, It's like we always have been. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I got a question. I don't know, Brinsky, did you see Lynn's comment that he just put up?
Oh no. I saved it. That was one of the things. But I know Coach Al, you can stay in just for a little bit long.
Sure, just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can.
Oh yeah.
But
no, go ahead.
This the one you was talking about?
That's exactly the one I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting, Lynn. Reading through that, man, and I think it's the second part of it. Where you said Alabama can, and then I think you was just like write it off if it's part of the business. That's very interesting, and I know that Lynn is very knowledgeable about NIL and how that goes. I would love, man, if you ever have an opportunity.
Can I say this? But to that, I think Lynn's talking about speaking to something else. What me and Coach is saying, Lynn is 1,000% correct. What me and Coach is saying is, let's just say, like we all, I ain't gonna put the business up. We all are cool. If you have an NIL deal with AAA, that money from AAA, the school has nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
AAA is paying this kid $2,500 a semester, or $45. I think it's $4,500 a semester. That ain't that one tidbit has nothing to do with school. What Lynn is speaking to is the collective and how that's chaperoned. Yeah, that's facts. The school isn't, but I'm saying that these individual small deals, like to a kid, let's just say don't even start, but he has an NIL deal with AAA. That is strictly the parents and that company. Yeah, I've been involved with that myself. But yeah, Lynn is 100% correct on that. When you start talking about states and taxes and who get what and is it a gift, that is 100% correct. That's why that revenue sharing is so important, because every state can't do the same thing. Texas, Florida, all these rules are changing for every state of how you can offer, just like what Coach Al just said, how early you can offer. Can you go directly to the kid and cut the middleman? I mean, it is bananas right now. Facts.
Before you go, Tez, because I know Coach Al gotta handle some. Coach Al, I appreciate you, my brother. It's been a minute since you've been on here. You finally got up here with Tez.
Yes,
awesome,
let's go.
Man.
Got hoodies on, baby. Let's go. Let's work it.
Yeah,
you put us next to each other, man. I love it.
From one HBCU brother to another one.
Absolutely.
You got Jackson State, A&M, and Tuskegee in the house, man.
Thanks.
So, man, appreciate you coming on the show, my brother.
Oh yeah, y'all be good, man. All right, appreciate y'all. Much love all the time.
Love you, brother, for sure.
Oh yeah, be safe.
All right, will do.
But yeah, go ahead, Ted. It's my fault.
Love Coach Al, man.
Coach, you 100% right. What I was going to ask Lynn was, if he's still watching, man, I would love to know. I guess the example, I'm gonna use Auburn for example. So we have, of course, Yellowwood money. Yeah, everybody knows that. So what's the difference of getting the kids sponsored and giving them a Yellowwood NIL deal, or what I think what he's saying is, in that case, Jimmy Raines would just give the money to the school and say it's a player's gift, and then he'd get to write it off. Is that more beneficial to the business to just cut them a deal outside, a third-party deal like me and Coach Sean was talking about with AAA, or if this guy is actually a school booster, he can just funnel that money to the NIL collective and then write off that money in a different way. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of some nuances about it that I don't really understand. That I'm trying.
See, when you start talking about these collectives, that's when Lynn can tell you the ends. Yeah. You start talking about this pot of money.
We should get rid of the collectives altogether, to be honest with you.
But see, if you get rid of the collectives, then you'd have even more mass hysteria. You know what I'm saying? You know, like right there, Lynn. Right, that's about the corporate money, Coach. Facts. See, when Lynn is speaking to the big boys, you know what I'm saying? Right. Lynn is a part of these guys, like Ryan Wheat, like these kids that command that. You know what I mean? You have kids on the team right now that don't even start, that's getting smaller NIL deals, right? And but yeah, Lynn is 100% correct, man. When you start getting into them big boy monies, man, look, that's what I don't like about it. That's what I don't like about it, because we're at a disadvantage at the state of Alabama, right? We can't compete with Texas, man, right? When you talking about billionaire money, millionaire money, oil money, right? All these funnels of money. That's why I don't want it to be pay for play. I just do not like that, bro. I'm all for NIL, a kid getting a deal with a company, using his name, image, or likeness through the school, through the collectives, however, legally, right? I don't want this pot of money being given to this kid, that kid, this kid, that kid, because at that point it's going to be an arms race. It's going to be an arms race of, well, you offer me 300,000, what you gonna do? I got 350 on the table. What you gonna do? And the schools don't even know if you offered, if you BSing me or not, right?
Yeah.
They just it becomes an auction at that point in time, and that's the worst part of it, bro.
Well, I know the kid is waiting right now. They're waiting on the highest bid. Well, we got one out there right now, waiting on the highest bid right now.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest problem to you. Like Coach Sean saying, like Coach Al saying, even like Lean saying, man, when it started coming out with no regulation, non-regulated NIL, man, it's pay to play.
Texas will always win, Coach Carr. That's the case. Texas, Oregon.
Take the Oregon, because Theo Knight got that.
I guess what I'm asking is, let's say I'm pretend Tez is a billionaire, right? And we only pretended for a short while, because by the end of the year I will be.
Okay. All right.
Speaking it into existence. But let's pretend Tez is a billionaire and I have a $1 billion company, right? And I want to invest in my school. I want to invest in my school, right? Is it more beneficial to me as a business owner to invest in a kid directly in an NIL deal, or is the financial, like he was saying, like the tax write-offs and whatnot, is it more advantageous to me to put that money into collective and say it's a player's gift so that I can write it off? Like, I guess it would be collective. I guess it would be more beneficial to me to give them a third-party deal, because I can actually recoup some of that cost in advertising or whatnot. I don't know. It's just the landscape of it is kind of crazy.
Hey, I'll tell you this part, and Lynn can speak to those big dollars. Some of these big corporations that are paying these kids never, like Ohio State. No disrespect to Ohio State, that Block O.
Okay.
Some of these kids are getting bags that never even do nothing with the Block O. Then all of a sudden they'll come with a commercial or something, you know what I'm saying, to justify the bag. Some of these kids are not even really doing nothing NIL wise. They just giving the bag. Go ahead with that Lynn comment.
Oh no, go ahead.
Lynn says, so when the state get involved saying I need to pay the tax on the money instead of write-off, that won't benefit me. I'd rather just have a player wear my hat. Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Company treated like an advertisement. 1,000,000% facts. And if you get to that level, guys, where we're from, we don't have a lot of yellow woods running around here. We just don't. Right? It's some wealthy people in our state. Okay. But I don't want to get in a arms race with Texas, right? With the state of Texas. I don't want to get in a race with that state, because if it comes down to that, we're gonna be at a disadvantage every year, man. Listen, guys, Brinsky, before you go any deeper, I gotta help my daughter with something right quick, man. I want to tap in for a minute. Brinsky, you keep grinding. You and Ted's done a hell of a job down there, bro. I tried to send my boys through, hit the like on the pictures. You guys did a great. You, Tez, JB, y'all boys done it. Shout out to Carson Vincent, Alabama A&M University. Bad Bulldogs for death, though. You know what I'm saying? We supported him big time, man. Really, really supported him, bro. Bulldog Creed forever. He know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Really enjoy what y'all done, bro. Y'all have set the tone to make all of us try to come up to y'all level next year and try to get down there, man. Y'all done hell of a work, bro. Hell of a work. Yeah, man. Much love to Tuskegee. Much love to my brother, Coach Carl, who absolutely awesome down there. High school football coach, presently dealing with all this stuff that we talking about. right? So really, really, really love his work, man. Putting these young kids who don't have a scholarship on, really send prayers his way, man, because he's doing God's work with that, man. Some of these kids are just as good as the kids y'all reading about. They just don't camp. They don't come from these families that can pay these $1,000, $700 for these camps, man. So I appreciate Coach Carl. Much love to my brother, Coach Al. Always comparing notes to my brother. Love him to death. And Ty, our brother for life, man. Ty has really, really got all of our foot in the door. Love Ty unconditionally. Shout out to Piano, man. That's my brother for death. He told me he had a family emergency, man. He would tap back in with y'all. Shout out to my brother in the chat, Big A. That's my brother. I see him in a few hours at work. Love my brother to death. Huge Bama fan, man, and a smart Bama fan. He ain't the kind to go to the bridge and want to kill himself when we lose. He's a real Bama fan, man. Much love to everybody in the chat. And Brinsky, thank you for letting me on, man. I appreciate you. Love you to death, bro. I will tap back in. I'm supposed to help my meal with this, man. I will definitely tap back in with you guys. Yes.
Before you go, let me give you a round of applause.
Oh, you done got the sound effects. I'm jealous. I need it. I need the damn sound effect. And I need something. Oh, that's great. I don't know if you guys have ever heard Coach Hayes. I don't know if y'all know Coach Hayes from Miami fan, Coach Hayes.
Oh, yeah.
Tap in with Coach Hayes. He has this saying he has called Po Little Timmy or something like that. And he has a sound effect. Sound like somebody getting slapped or something like that. I need that one for lashes across their asses. Period. That's my slogan.
You go, man. Make sure y'all. It's so easy, man. Just click on Coach Sean channel and just subscribe there. Cost $0.00. We just keep growing every day. We always supporting each other. He need me. He know I'm right there. No hesitation.
Thanks. Likewise,
man,
my brother.
I promise you. And I appreciate you, man.
Man, appreciate you too. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to DeHaven. Shout out to all them boys. Shout out to Coach J too. Everybody tap in.
Coach J too, man.
Coach J is awesome. Love him to death, man.
Shout out to James.
Before you leave, Coach Sean, let me tell you this, man. I sent the video from one of my linebackers to Reggie Ragland.
Yeah, shout out to Reggie.
Reggie put him in the game, man. Reggie got my boy hooked up. So ever since Reggie put him in the game, he already got 2 scholarship offers, man.
See what I'm saying? That's why we do this. It ain't to sit up here and beat up other Bama content creators. That's stupid. We don't do that crap, man. We're about elevation, bro. Shout out to Kangaroo Black. Shout out to Kyle Henderson. Shout out to every Bama content creator that's about helping the people, man. Much love to y'all, man. That's Coach Carl. That's why the good Lord got his hand on you, boy. Got his hand on you. You know what I'm saying?
That's why, and that's why I just said, man, I had to give big shout out to Reggie Ragland, man. I appreciate it, boy. On everything.
I appreciate y'all, boy, man. Love y'all to death, man. Till next episode.
Hold on, real quick. I think Tez had to say something to you.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Ted.
I just wanted to let you know, man. Brinsky know what I'm talking about. But we got trying to get it for you, man. From the week, we think you'll love it. Just trying to make sure we can get it all clear, get it to you, man. I don't know if he told you about it, but when we saw it, we both said, man, Coach Sean loved this. So,
yeah, I think.
No, I didn't tell him.
Okay.
All of them gonna love it.
Yeah, everybody love it. So,
man, I'm here, brother. Anytime y'all need me, you know I'm
once
on
you find out, you're gonna love it.
Yes, and I'd like to say before we leave, Battle of the Bands is going on, and Alabama A&M University is putting lashes to asses down there. You know what I'm saying? As Southern, as Bama State. You know what I'm saying? Got to tell the truth, man. That Bama A&M is doing their thing. You know, love that, boy. Love y'all, boys, man. Until next episode.
Hold it down. Yeah, man. Let me switch out of that one.
Eric D talking about, come on, Coach Carl. Ain't no way I'm gonna represent no Southside Panther. Eric D. So, that's just like telling me to put on the Auburn hat, Eric D. No way.
Hold on, man. I got a Goof put up. What the super chat? Tez, get this super chat for me real quick. I'm still trying to set up something.
It says, if approved, it is believed that this will allow. I think. Hold on. I think it is the one, the super chat he put before that comes before that.
My fault.
Okay, yeah, this is the first one. Said in April, the court would consider to approve a settlement of the House versus NCAA litigation over the NCAA's prohibition against NIL, right? And if approved, it is believed that this will allow revenue shared, end of scholarship limits, and in the use of booster inductments disguised as NIL thoughts.
Didn't go to this one. My fault.
Yeah, I read that one already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
My bad. But yeah, man. We are gonna get off here in a minute. I didn't have a lot. I thought I posted a lot of pictures up here from this weekend, man. But I don't know. I didn't save them, so I guess I'll save them for Thursday. I said Thursday, Tuesday. But of course, man, this is one of the main reasons we went down to the Senior Bowl to holler at Carson Vincent, man, and the kids showed out, man. When I say we ran into his dad,
how well did he do?
He did great, man. His stock is going up. It's going up. He's like one of the guys that they talking about the most down there. So man, I'm just happy that a lot of people getting know him, especially him coming from an HBCU. Of course, me and Tez going to Tuskegee University. We just happy to see anybody that went to HBCUs and just thriving. His dad is super cool, man. Showed major love or whatnot. I even played a little snippet not even snippet, short that Tez did when Tez interviewed him, and Tez starting to come out his shell doing this stuff instead of just being behind the camera and on the pod. So man, he did a great job on that.
Yes, and in front of the camera.
Yeah, man. He trying to, man. I was like, man, I'm just a personality, man. He works all this other stuff, man. I know how to do basic stuff, but all the super advanced stuff, I go to him and Jason for all that. I'm not trying to because I'm not that interested in it. So I'm just a personality. And of course,
one thing I'll tell you, Princeton, man, is that I enjoyed when you sent in the videos about guys that you had interviewed, and then they announced that they was on the Sharp Shooter podcast.
Yeah,
that was one of the biggest part of the weekend, man, for me. Every time you sent one, it was like, man, I was showing my wife, I was like, man, I know this guy.
Hey,
like,
man,
I know that guy. Like,
so we
that was a proud moment, bro. Like, I can't lie. Like, it was just like looking at my little brother sitting down there at the Senior Bowl interviewing all these big time players, man. I was really, really proud moment for me, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We're not done either, man. We got tons more content still coming out. It's so much to try to get out at one time that I'm working hard trying to get what I have and get it spaced out and put out to the public, man. But it was a great experience, though. I can't take nothing from it. And Miss Janet, yes, that is a big human being. He's a true tackle. If you look at that picture with Brinsky, this man's arms are extremely long. He can stand straight up and scratch his kneecaps. Man, he's gonna make the team very happy.
I'm 5'10", by the way. I'm 5'10", and this man made me look very, very small. This picture still don't even do it no justice. I think he's bigger than that, to be honest.
Look at his arms. Look at his hands. He can stand straight up and scratch his kneecaps. I'm not lying about that. That's exactly what you want in a tackle.
Yeah, man.
That was a $20 million arm link right there.
Yeah.
And man, just super solid cat, man. He just showed major love. Like every time, like that was the first picture. We took a picture after the end of the game, man. Like every time he seen me, man, especially the last time he said, "My man Tuskegee, man." It's just showing love, man. He's a real good dude, man. I just pray for all the success from him. And of course, like Ted said, man, we are far from done. That's why I said, man, I'm just blessed to be with like Coach Al, Coach Carl, Tez, Jason. Just starting out. I really wanted to bounce off ideas, just talking to guys, and shout out to DeHaven, Arlon, and Quint. They was the ones that started off for me, because I just like, man, I just didn't want to sit up there and talk by myself. And those guys came up there every Tuesday just for me, but just because we were boys, and they know I care about it. And then Tez and Jason came, and they were just showing major love. And Tez just wanted to be on the show just because. And look at him, man. He came right on time. Jason said, "Oh, this is my moment to show." But yeah, man, those guys came up there even when Arlon and them got super busy. Tez and Jason showed up. So man, just the support from them, all the subscribers from like Miss Janet, Bishop Franks, Kim, Lynn, definitely appreciate the kind words, brother. Definitely appreciate the kind words. You guys always supporting. You guys don't get enough thanks as it is. That's why I said, man, this channel is still small, but just the people that just keep on supporting, man, it's just only going to keep growing day by day. And I appreciate it. That's why I said, just continue to support the pod, because we need y'all to continue to grow. But it ain't done yet. That's why I said, Lynn, I know I'm coming up there for A-Day. We definitely linking up, brother. So that's why I said, make sure look out for me. So yeah, definitely coming up there. And shout out to all the A&M people. And I even told him I wish Coach Sean was still up here, man. Coach Sean, I even told Carson, I don't like how they did us that homecoming.
Yeah.
I didn't like how they just kicked our ass during our homecoming, man. He said, man, we had to, man. But that was it, man. Shout out to that dude, man. I appreciate you, Lynn, man. You're a good man, for real. But man, we're gonna get on out of here, man. So
hey,
we
Prince,
go ahead.
Want to answer that question about Goof about the NIL, about their revenue sharing? Because you asked the question about revenue sharing. Do you think revenue sharing will go aspect of it? And I think that the revenue sharing is going to eliminate most of the NIL aspect from the pay to play.
No,
where? It was the super that we
NIL perspective.
You said it was Bishop Frank?
No, it was Goose. It was the super chat that we read.
Oh, I thought we answered.
He asked the question.
He asked a question.
What was the question? I thought you said you read this one, Ted. My fault.
Yeah, I did.
And if approved, it is believed this is allowed revenue sharing in the scholarship limits and in the use of booster. I don't think boosters ain't going nowhere, man. I can promise you that.
Yeah, but they can't disguise it as NIL money. They would have to go back to
NIL anymore, though.
Throwing it up under the table and give it
that walk in the building and you sign an autograph, man, I write you a check. I don't think
that's NIL. Like, yeah, I don't know, man.
I think it will get approved, though. I do.
Oh, yeah. Without
I think they'll win that case because
I think the bigger issue with the revenue sharing, man, is going to be how much of a revenue they're going to actually allow the NCAA, going to allow the colleges to be able to share. That's going to be the kicker. Is it going to be 20 million, 40 million, 50 million, 100 million? It's going to determine how much money that the NCAA is going to deter. I mean, it's going to determine which kid goes where. Because most kids are not going to be able to afford anything over $20 million. So $1 cap, everything will be on the level playing ground. But if it based on the revenue that your school intakes, it's not going to be fair overall on the board. So I think it's still going to be a lot of under the table boosters.
Oh, for sure.
A lot of a lot of that on the table that come into the house and sit down and have dinner, and then I deposit the money in your uncle name. Type of backhand stabbing going on because a lot of schools not gonna be able to afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
man.
benefit those smaller schools though, like
Yeah.
that didn't raise that kind of money to begin with. I think they'll see benefits from it, but for the bigger schools, it's gonna be like a pay cut. You know? Like you
Yeah.
said, you know,
For Texas, it's like slap on the wrist. Like,
Yeah,
you
man.
go see Stark out there say, "Hey, Brinsky, I appreciate it, man, for you voting."
Yeah, man. But like I about to say, Kim asked me when that show, regular show on Tuesday on live. If Coach Sean available, definitely gonna have him on here. Coach Carl gonna have him on here. So make sure you guys just hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. That was it. It's just simple things like that just help the channel grow. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hopefully we got good character for you guys to keep coming back. And he said he will be here. So that's a plus. So Coach Sean will definitely be in the house. So that's why I said hopefully we all got good character that people want to keep coming back. And yes, I'm throwing shots out at people that keep throwing shade at us.
somebody
Like
threw
I
shade
said,
at us?
say that again.
Somebody threw shade at us?
Oh man, it's somebody that we normally talk about that talks about us.
You ain't tell me that, man. You know I'm all for it.
Oh man, I don't think they understand that, man. My man said it best, man. We don't run from the smoke, we run to it. So, so be very, very careful.
But what May say, I'm nothing like what I look like.
I'm nothing what I look like, man. I'm nothing what I look like, man.
What?
And I think Coach know who I'm talking about, man. I seen just know, brother. I seen that shade earlier. Just know I seen that shade earlier on your live, and I think folks can read in between the lines. But if he decides to keep going with the shade, hey man, just win, man. We dish out positivity over here, man. We just want to see each other win. There's no egos over here. We just want to see everybody win. That's it. It's no such thing as one king. We all kings, and we all just trying to see each other win. But on that note, just had to just put that disclaimer out there.
Go ahead, then.
But Coach Carl, man. Coach Carl.
It's on the hey man, you sit on the block with Coach Carl on YouTube, man. On the block with Coach Carl on YouTube. You can find me on X, man, Twitter as Coach KD Taylor. Like I said, always say, you hit me up, I hit you back, man. It don't matter what the topic is. Long as right nowadays, man, I don't usually have a whole lot of time to be up chatting because I'm inside that classroom. But other than that, man, you hit me up anytime during the day and you feel like you need to talk, trust me. I walk in the bathroom, I let my stomach hurt, and I'll sit down there and we can chat and then try to help you through your problems, man. So it really don't bother me on what's the deal is. You know somebody that you think that want to meet somebody and I know them, you just holler at me. I put you in the room with them, or just if you need a friend, man. Like I said, don't matter what you talk about. I am a psychology major. I graduated in July with my psychology degree, so I am willing to talk, and it's free. So you don't have to worry about paying me if you need some help.
But yeah, man, that's Coach Carl channel right there. It should y'all go over to his channel. I think he has 64 right now, man. We can easily get that over to 100 by the end of this week. Y'all just go on over there, just subscribe to his channel and all that good stuff.
It's happening, good people. So when I got an opportunity to come on here today, so I may not be available for the Tuesday episode, so I made it a priority to get on here to speak with y'all, man, and give y'all a little bit of my insight. One of the things that I do want to say before I get off here that I'm making a point to say every time I get a chance is being around all those kids out there, man, at the Senior Bowl really kind of put it in perspective for me. Something I knew, but like, man, these are just kids at the end of the day, man. From the ones on your favorite teams, from the ones that's not on your favorite teams. A lot of times we as fans, we can be really harsh on these kids, man, and the comments that we make, man. And I just wanted to let everybody know that, remember, man, at the end of the day, these are kids, man. These are kids. Even if they are a lot bigger than we are, they still, at the end of the day, man, they're kids. So we keep that in perspective when we give our criticism to them. Also, yeah, you can find me. I changed it down here at the bottom because I have a Twitter now. Right there, code name Tez. You can follow me on Twitter. I'll be posting a lot of my content. You can find me through Brinsky's Twitter too. He'll be reposting it, or I'll be reposting it from his page, however it goes. But you should be able to see me there. And we have a lot of, like I said, we have a lot of content that's still coming out about that Senior Bowl. Just give us some time. I know today I did nothing but sleep. So
all video content has been done by Tez. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not taking no credit for this.
Oh man, it's all good. But yeah, like I said, give us some time, man, and we'll start to get some things. And the people that don't know, we talked about it this week. My goal now is to get hired to do content for an NFL team. So when y'all do support and y'all start seeing this content, please support it. That's gonna go a long way towards this new goal of mine. So yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say right there. And remember, code name Tez right there. And at the end of the day, these are still kids, man. So be nice.
Hey, Brinsky.
Go ahead.
Can I make my claim right quick?
Go ahead.
Good job at the NFL. Can me and Brinsky, Coach Sean, and the crew get our 2%?
Oh, absolutely, man.
Oh, man, you selling yourself short. 75.
Hey, wherever I go, y'all going, man. We in this together.
But Piano Man just came back up here, man. Make sure you just shout out your channel, man, so folks know where to go.
First, I want to apologize. I had a slight emergency. Kids call, grandkids call. Y'all know how that go. Yeah. And so I apologize. I love chopping it up with you all and everything. And before I put my channel and everything out there, Coach Brinsky and Tez, man, I'm proud of y'all, brothers. I'm proud of y'all. And when I say that, I don't mean it from a jealous point of view. I mean it that, hey, y'all getting the job done, and it gives me hope to keep on going as a newbie. And so, man, I'm glad to be a part of y'all, and I'm glad to know y'all. And man, keep doing the doggone thing. And I know, right quick, I know that a clown done got it loose from the circus, but that circus gonna find him real soon. I promise you that. I promise you that.
Yeah, man, we ain't worried about that, man.
Man.
I like, bro. I never really speak on that type stuff, bro. I just thought it was funny or whatnot, man.
It's hilarious. But anyway, man, on to what I was supposed to do. Y'all, you can find me at The Long Run with Piano Man on YouTube. I am 3 subscribers away from having 100 subscribers because, like I said, I'm just getting to the game. I'm so thankful for the 97 that I have. But I'm 3 subscribers away from having 100. Help a brother out so I can get some confetti in the chat. So you can find me at The Long Run with Piano Man, and then you can also find me at Music and Sports Guy on X or Twitter, and I'll be happy to, serve you there. And when you see me, I'm always with these guys right here, and I love it. And then there are times when I have my own live, and and we just be chopping it up there. So give us all your support. And Tez, just drop me off in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And yeah, man. Piano Man, I just dropped his channel in the chat, man. It's not hard, everybody, man. We got more than enough people to get him over there before this stream in, man. Make sure y'all guys just go on over there, hit that subscribe button so my boy can get over there to that 100 mark. Because once you hit that 100 mark, man, and just keep on going. And now the next goal 200, and we're gonna keep on going and going and going. Like I said, make sure y'all subscribe to his channel and Coach Carl channel.
Yes, sir. I'll be happy to get my 100 too.
Oh yeah,
hey,
man.
I remember, me out, Coach Carl. We getting you there, brother. We gonna get you there.
Man, and as always, man, I'm Brinsky Sharp of the Sharpshooters Podcast, man. Make sure you guys check in with us on Tuesday. Ted said he may not be here on Tuesday, but it's gonna be whoever available. Could be Piano Man, Coach Sean, Coach Carl, whoever. And I know I'll talk more about the Senior Bowl, post some pictures, because I know we'll probably talk about that, but we was talking about a whole bunch of stuff tonight. But make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. As always, it's right there in the chat. Just hit over 700 subscribers. And so it hit over 700. That don't sound like hand clap, man. Them sound like fireworks, man. Oh, man. So yeah, man. And yeah, man, just make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, man. Now the new goal is 800 subscribers. Almost at 700. Not 700, 800. I'm going backwards. 800 subscribers. And then we're going to hit that mark of 1,000. The goal this year is to hit 3,000 subscribers. But I'm going to be more on my game this year. We already hit one of the goals this year that I wanted to hit was go to the Senior Bowl. And I plan on hitting every mark this year. So, man, appreciate all the opportunities down at the Senior Bowl. Got to meet a lot of great people. Some of the people that you guys see on TV every day, from coaches to ESPN analysts, NFL analysts, all those type people, man. So even got some contacts. Shout out to Andy Staple that showed major love, gave me his contact information and just gave great wisdom and all that, man. I definitely appreciate him. Got to run into Bobby Humphrey, the great Bobby Humphrey. And I mean, he had like I was his nephew, man. He showed like, man, where I know you from, man. And just showed me major love. So shout out to them. But like I said, subscribe to the channel. And we about to get out of here. And as always, Miss Janet beat me to the punch. She already knows. F them trees. F them.
Say it again.
Tez right there. Rest in peace to the great, the late great. And I always got to shout out his children, Alabama, and his son, Bear Bryant. Appreciate y'all. Catch y'all Tuesday, man.
Sorry, Ted.
No, sorry, Ted. F them. But y'all already know. Peace out.
It's been 15 years.